There's our healer back. We're ready to get full buffs going for this boss fight. Ideally for Captain 2 and Aura 3, you just want to get them locked, kind of pinned in a corner and then beat them down. If you got someone that can hold really good aggro on them, it's helpful. Or if you're worried about healer SP, you can use Firewall, get them pinned in a corner, and just have the mage Firewall from behind the melee, and then just make sure the mage has a lot of aggro on it before you start fighting.
The loss of the airship. One voice overshadows them all. Captain 2 is making ready for his last bloody stand.
So there's Captain 2. He spawns as soon as you open the door. Nothing else spawns until you actually enter that room, so you can just pull him right out. Get him in that corner, and then kind of jump around and try to get him pinned in there. And we'll just kind of beat on him. He does do cleaves with his attacks, so everyone that's kind of up in melee with him will be taking damage. 2 is of course only the first part of this fight. As with many physical boss fights, displacement helps healer SP a great deal, as you're essentially taking 50% less damage. With 2 finally down, we'll get to see the true boss of the tide turns. And it's ready. The rat. You want to give him plenty of room when he's kind of standing there. He'll turn into this giant ogre mage, and if you are all crowded in too close on him, he'll spawn outside of you. You'll have to get him pinned into a corner again. I've also seen him spawn up on top of the doorway, which was pretty fun. So for here, normally he'd be casting spells and kind of swinging at us, nothing anything too terribly dangerous. He does cast Horrid Wilting, that's probably his most dangerous spell. Somehow Nutella there jumped on top of him as he was kind of turning into an ogre, and he got pretty pacified and wasn't really doing anything for a while there. Still kind of just standing around. So the real fun thing that RA3 here does is at about 40% health or 35% health, he will go invisible like all other mages. He'll be completely invulnerable to damage, and when he pops back out of it 15 seconds later, he will be fully healed and you'll have to beat him down all over again. So I usually just save all of my boosts until that end part. Occasionally, he will bug out where he'll talk as though he's going invisible, but he won't actually go invisible, and then you can just continue to beat him down on the last 30%, and it saves you quite a bit of time on this fight. As you can see, he takes a little while to burn down if you don't have, super good melee DPS. Charge was decent, but not fantastic. So there's a Horrid Wilding. Did about 130 to me there. And there's the Invis. You can still kind of see him because he's cursed. But you can't target him, you can't damage him. He can stand in firewalls, he'll still come out full health. It takes about 15 seconds for him to show back up again. Additionally, he will move when he is invis, and you'll have to get him re-pinned into a corner. This time we weren't able to get him all pacified by having anyone standing on top of him, so he'll actually be swinging and casting at us a little bit more than last time. He will cast a Chain Lightning, so it's not a terrible idea to have electric resist on the party. And additionally, after this, you'll fight 2 water elementals, so it's a good idea to have a cold resist against them. So you've got Freedies and Bezikiras out, from people playing with Epic Roderick's Wand. That was another pretty long boss fight if you just don't have people that are hitting him too well. Oh, it was hard for me to keep aggro off of myself, so that means I don't get my extra +9 to hit with sneak attacks, so I'm missing a lot more than I normally would. He does have a pretty decent AC. He's not quite as high as Militia is, but nonetheless I've got improved destruction out. I'm pretty sure someone had a destruction weapon or maybe a destruction ruin on there. They're dragon touched, so we were able to give him the full -8 to AC. Basically just use diplomacy on cooldown and hope that he stops targeting me for, 10 or 12 seconds at a time. So we've got him almost down now. He won't go invis anymore, he only does that once in the fight. As long as you can keep him locked down and pinned, this is a pretty straightforward tank and spank. So he's finally down, and now we get to work on the rest of the room that's currently keeping us from looting our chests. Crack open this door, and there'll be nothing in there, but as soon as I step inside... Oh, this time there were water elementals. Now this is very odd, because normally as soon as you step into the room, pirates will spawn, and it's only once you step next to the treasure chest that the water elementals will spawn. But apparently, one of those pets that had been spawned was feared, and he ran into the room. Some managed to not spawn the pirates, but did spawn the water elementals. I have no idea how that happened. I can only assume that it's something with pet coding. But we were able to fight the water elementals first. Either way, fight the pirates first, fight the water elementals first, you still end up fighting both of them. Water elementals can't be held, of course, so you just give them an irresistible dance and beat on them slowly. If you do have a Shintao monk, you can hit them with their Jade Tomb, and then you can use Dream Spitters on them, and you'll auto crit, and you'll just level drain them down. Elementals tend to have pretty good ACs, so I like to use Group Destruction or Destruction Weapon on them. In addition to Elemental Main. So we got the two of them down, and we will be moving on to the pirates next, which should have spawned now that we actually walked into the room. There'll be 5 pirates, 1 sorcerer, 2 archers, and 2 swashbucklers. As usual, get the sorceress first, so that she stops throwing things like Ice Storm and other exciting spells around. Ice Storm and Forward Wilting. Just love AoE damage. Now she's out, and we'll move back down to the swashbucklers, and finally we'll get that archer that's hanging out back by the treasure chest. So once these are dead, that is the end of the quest. You'll get to loot an epic chest and 3 loot chests. You'll see a lot of good unraveling enchantment items drop. You'll get a full token for the Tide Turns, and you can get any of the shards for Tide Turn for Sentinels of Stormreach epic items. And that's all there is. Thank you very much for joining me for this epic Tide Turns.